Hello everybody, I am the Traveler and welcome back to the Winds of Change. Now, as I was loading up, I actually realized that there is some information down here, like the location of where your character is, the purity, your corruption, your morale, and how many books you've read in the game. Which is, I think is really cool, and so this is like, you know, whether you're going towards the side of good or the side of evil. I don't know what the morale is for, but actually, I guess you can read books and stuff in the game as well. But this game is still in early access, so I don't know how much of this is actually available right now. But we're gonna go ahead and get right back into it. And in the present day, Damek found himself lost in thought. Using the tunnels under the Mazeo for solitude, he found space. There was much to plan, but for once, they had the upper hand.
Valinor, the Blade of Exodus. There must be something the spirits aren't telling us. Something we could use to take down the Triumvirate. When I touched the blade, I saw our victory, but I'm not trained to interpret such things. I pray for the cooperation of Valinor.
Who is Damek again?
Another one of those sleepless nights, Damek? I can't blame you. It's been the same with me. Did I hear you say something about Valinor?
Yeah, I was thinking out loud. In Valinor, there's a person who can peer into the future. That's why I had Pro bring the blade there last week.
I'm aware of their culture, but their seers use spirits, not a blade. Do you think it will be that easy?
Worth the gamble, isn't it? It's not my place to wield knowledge of the future. But the seers are experts, conditioned from birth. Pro has sent word that the current seer is male. His investigation is progressing slower than I'd like. We need to pick up the pace, and fast. Now that they have the blade, they're a target. The Triumvirate is likely planning their attack as we speak. That's why I've decided to send an experienced fighter.
Is the blade he gave me the blade of... What was it? I forgot already.
I
But
guess that's me.
I'm feeling
I've had the
Ulrich isn't
Mayor of
telling me
Marcia
everything.
write up a decree. It will allow you entry and the ability to complete what Pro started. On paper, and to everyone else, it's a simple export. Only Milas knows the importance of this blade. All you have to do is deliver it from Valinor back to me. That is, with the Seer at your side, Ulrich.
Really now?
You seem to think that will be easy. It's not likely they know the truth of Valinor. I can bring the seer, but they'll just decline.
Present yourself as a mercenary, not a rebel. Tell them a meeting of importance is happening in Mazio. We want their ability to help with some important decisions.
Dishonesty. Great way to start a partnership.
It worked for us, don't you remember? Look at how invaluable you've become.
Ulrich laughed and turned to look at the dark depths of the tunnel. At the moment, everything ahead seemed bleak and uncertain. Having an ally cast light on that future would be a tremendous boon.
So this is it, isn't it? With the seer at our side, they can direct us. We can secure the victory that we witnessed.
So
I
Ulrich,
almost don't believe it, but it's true. Now I have to be honest with you, Ulrich. There's a reason why I'm sending you instead of asking Pro.
And what's that?
He may not be strong enough to face what's coming. It's not just a hunch that Valinor will be attacked. In our victory, I saw its death and destruction.
I see.
So I asked that you protect the Seer and his allies at all costs. And when you come across Pro, have him join you as well. I'll make sure to prepare an exquisite welcoming party.
I'll leave first thing in the morning. What did you see exactly?
Nothing you can't fight your way out of, but trust me, it will show them the truth. And when you get back, they'll be ready to fight. But promise me one thing, and one thing only. That along the way the Seer touches the blade. If he can wield it, then we have our greatest weapon.
So, so this, so Ulrich isn't being completely honest with me. And he gave me this blade of, I forget what it was called already. And I think they mentioned it at the start of that conversation. We enter the grand tree, thankful that it's not ablaze. But something else immediately stands out. It's empty. The survivors that we hoped to see were nowhere to be found.
Empty, huh? Just what the hell is going on here?
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. Where are all the villagers? There must be something here.
Something like what?
Ulrich, the triumvirate is burning down Valinor. They seem to think we're caught up with the rebels. Thinking there's no evidence? That's stupid.
She starts pacing around the grand tree, mumbling. I can tell she's searching for something, but I don't know what. I look at Ulrich and he shrugs, just as uncertain as me.
Look, maybe Milas knew we'd come here. He must have left something behind for us, right? There's no survivors here, so back to evidence.
Ulrich sighs and starts looking around as well. Whatever it is that Valessa wants to find, hopefully it's here.
None of this is helping, Valessa. It's a tree. Nothing more, nothing less.
No, there has to be something here. Come on, Seer. Give us a hand.
Oh, exploration tutorial. You can freely move the cursor around the screen. It will change to a bubble when hovering over an interactive object. Clicking when the icon is changed will interact with the selected object. You can initiate a conversation with present comrades by clicking the icon. Note that not every map has a comrade, while others have multiple. Some maps will display how many books are hidden and how many you've found. When present, this icon will lead to the current world map. Clicking this icon will open the save game menu. Cool! It is optional but highly recommended that you talk to your comrades, okay? Anything useful?
I wish. This whole place is a mess. Honestly, I don't even know what to look for. Milas isn't stupid, though. He'd leave something.
Are you so sure about that? That's right.
Honestly, only a few months. He was thrust into the position against his will. Something happened to his father, the previous elder. But he's done such a good job, it's crazy. The leadership of Valinor did not skip a beat. He must have been training under his father.
What happened to his dad? Don't speak too soon. Look at what happened. That's rude. I'm not gonna be rude.
Actually, he went on a trip to Matsio and never came back. Search parties came up with nothing. It's like he vanished. Normally we'd hold an election, but things were crazy. That and Valinor is really big on family and tradition. Everyone just seemed to expect that Milas would take over.
Are you sure this is a
I'm
vision?
making a pretty educated guess. I'm trained to detect this kind of stuff. But it's so weird because this feels like reality.
That's because it probably is, although that doesn't really explain why I don't remember anything.
What's going to happen to me? I mean, technically, I'm not real, right? That's hard to take in. This feels real to me. But the way you're acting, yeah, it makes me certain. It's very rare that I become lucid in a vision. But with the evidence at hand, I'm very sure.
So when the seer has a vision, he takes everyone with him?
Better not talk about it too loud, though. I don't want Ulrich to realize something is up. The rules state that only you and I can know.
I see. Rules, you mentioned. What kind of rules are
There's entire
these?
books written on the subject, you know. But no one must know when they're in a vision. It could screw up what the spirits want to show us. These are gifts, blessings, directly from the realm of spirits. We're not in any position to harm what they give us.
I see. How long do they
As
last?
long as any other dream, I guess. Or maybe when the spirits decide you've seen enough. That's one of the things we don't really know. I guess something traumatic, like your death, would end it. Our minds aren't fit to comprehend what would happen next. We should make the most of the time we do have in here.
Gotcha. And exactly why did the spirits give me these
Nobody
visions?
knows, but we assume it's to protect us. If we know it's coming, we can change what happens. Seers have done it time and time again for thousands of years. A lot of people think they'll want something in exchange. That they're planting seeds to reap later down the line. Stupid superstition, if you ask me. They just want to help.
We must be eternally grateful.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing more pure than the spirits. Without the visions, we'd have died out ages ago.
Although, alright, so heading back. And so we've known each other our whole lives?
Yeah, it's just like I said. For better or worse. I was trained to be your scribe from a young age. We've been inseparable ever since. It's not exactly what I grew up wanting, but I'm not in a position to shun Valinor's tradition. Besides, I could think of people much worse to serve.
Well, thanks. What are the scribe's
Actually, you're seeing
duties?
them firsthand. Imagine how confused you'd be without me. We're supposed to guide you through these visions. But when you wake up, you also need to report to me. Or, I guess you can report to Milas in these dire circumstances. Either way, I help you in here and you report out there. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't remember this. You'd wake up, shrug it off, and go about your day. Imagine what would happen to Valinor then.
Seem like you're almost more important than I am.
Of course not. We're two sides of the same coin. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to do anything without you. A scribe would do little good without visions to inhabit.
Makes sense. Are you the only scribe?
Yes and no. Actually, it's pretty technical. I'm your only scribe, but there's also a scribe in training. His name is Fortin, and he's prepared to take over if needed. It's a recent addition to the ranks, but it helps out a lot. Without a scribe, your abilities would be pretty useless. Having someone fully trained means no one misses a beat. Imagine if you had this vision while it's gone. Just from that, I think you can gauge Fortin's importance. He's a nice guy too, but I'm sure he's long since fled. I'm sure you'll meet him when you get out of here. He tends to knock on your door first thing in the morning. So, let's focus on the matter at hand, alright?
Interesting. And I'm gonna go back. Gonna exit this conversation and go talk to Ulrich. Hey, big guy. I don't think you've been completely honest with me, but my character doesn't know that yet. So, just find anything
No, there's
useful?
not much here. But I guess if we spread out, we stand a better chance. Not that there's too much ground to cover.
What should I look
If
for?
I knew, we'd have found it already. Balassa seems to think Milas left something behind, but he isn't dumb. He wouldn't leave stuff out in the open. If it were up to me, we'd all be long gone. I can't fight your choice, though. It's your village. Let's do our best to hurry and get out of here.
Okay. Where did you come from?
You mean today, or in general?
During the attack on
Oh.
Valinor.
I'm a mercenary from Azael. I was actually hired to come bring you back there. A summit is happening and they want your input.
What kind of summit is this, eh?
Because of its central location, it's the perfect meeting spot. The generals from Alarinthia and Baltia sail over annually. Valinor is non-partisan, so you usually sit this one out. Maybe it's a chance to get Valinor more invested in Alestian politics. But they want your input and I've been sent to pick you up. I guess it's a good thing I got here when I did, right?
Interesting. Tell me
It's
more about
basically the
Mazea.
hub of Alestia. Ports from there go to the rest of the known world. A huge city of commerce, it's full of strange people. But you'd get stabbed in the back before you find help. That's what puts people like me in business. Protectors of the weak. Well, not that I'm calling you weak, but you get the idea.
Yikes. I don't want to get stabbed in the back. That sounds like a terrible waste of my time. And a definite pain in the back. So you need my input or my power.
Look, I don't ask for specifics. I do this to get paid and make a living. If you want, feel free to ask them when we get there. And that is, if you two even agree to follow me. But right now, I can't let you die on my watch. We will discuss the rest once we're out of harm's way.
The timing of this is awfully convenient.
Is that an accusation of some kind? Where I come from, you don't accuse the guy with the bigger sword. I'll pretend I didn't hear that and carry on with his search.
Alright. Have you theories about all of
Well,
this?
yeah, if the Triumvirate is truly responsible. Alestia is divided into 4 nations, right? Valinorth, Mazeo, Alarinthia, and Baltius. Each nation has a general that serves the Triumvirate. They rule in their stead and make sure everything runs smoothly. Except, you guessed it, the Elder or General of Valinorth. No one really knows why you remained untouched for so long. But the theory is that they don't want to anger the spirits. You know, because of all that spiritual energy residing here. So I'm thinking this is a power play. Take the 4th nation and control the whole world. They did the same thing to Mazeo about 20 years ago.
What happened?
The same thing that's happening here, but with less fire. They occupied the free town and placed a general in charge. They used terrible force, but the town improved because of it. I'll never agree with their methods, but Mazeo is peaceful. If they're burning villages down now, though, unforgivable. Perhaps the rebellion isn't in the wrong after all.
What are your thoughts?
It's not like anything I've seen before. So in tune with the spirits, you let them govern you. The rest of Alestia has history in their own hands. Not that it's a bad thing, of course. It's just different from the rest of the world. From what I've seen, the spirits have a good grasp on things.
The rest of the world doesn't care for the
You're in the middle
spirits?
of a forest out here. You know what they say about nature and spiritual energy. The rest of the world has been deforested and settled differently. It's not that they don't care for spirits. Actually, it's more like they don't know anything else. They've lived their entire lives in areas devoid of spiritual energy.
That makes
But
sense.
Valinorth is so peaceful while the rest of the world isn't. It might very well be the influence of the spirit realm. We have a good thing going here. I can't stand what's happening.
Oh, thank you. Alright, now let's see. What can we interact with? There's something there. Alright, ready to go. I walk over to the altar in the grand tree. There's a book sitting there, its pages spread open. At first glance, it looks completely unimportant. But I flip a few pages and then I realize there's a small piece of paper hidden between a few pages. It was important enough to hide, so I quickly read the contents.
Milas's note. Recently, the Rebel Alliance has reached out to me. At first, I pushed them away, thinking them little more than a rogue group of bandits. But they said they knew the truth about my father. How could they know? In my situation, it was hard to resist temptation. I had to ask them exactly what they knew. The truth shocked me, and I have yet to tell anybody. I might take it to my grave. It's not the truth I expected, but it did shake me to my core. My father was in the middle of an important task. As his son, I felt that it was my duty to help finish it. I have no hatred for the Triumvirate. This is simply a matter of familial ties. Were anybody posed with such a situation, I doubt their actions would differ from mine. It doesn't seem too difficult either. They've given me a blade and tasked me with protecting it. In the next little while, they will send an envoy to pick it up. At that point, I am to send someone special with them. I must keep their name secret so nobody finds out. This envoy, however, will be coming any day. I can't wait to meet him. I've been told that he knew my father, and he would have all manner of stories to tell.
Should I show the note to Ulrich for Lesser? I continue exploring because there might be something else of interest. Okay, so there's a spot that looks weak. I move some vines aside and find a little alcove. Part of me hopes that survivors are hiding down here, but there are none. Just a pile of old, dusty books. At the moment, none of them seem relevant.
Milus's note.
Oh, okay. Okay. This light isn't from outside. The tree is actually bioluminescent. I wonder if the spirit realm is the cause. The vines underneath the altar are huge. This tree must be thousands of years old. I wonder, then, if it predates the triumvirate. Probably. There's a bright light coming from deep within the tree. I'm not sure how to explain it, but the tree is glowing. They say that nature is a container for spiritual energy. That's why Valinor is so in tune with the spirit realm, because it's the only forested area in all of Alestia. The rest of the world has been deforested and settled upon. Yes, I heard that bit already. Alright, that's a save. I'm gonna save. Okay, I'm gonna save. Oh, okay. So I guess I probably can have up to 6 people. This looks like a comfortable place to sit down. Unfortunately, I don't think we have the time to relax. I better get back to searching with Ulrich and Valessa. I think I found everything. Was this a spot that looks weak? Yeah, I've already seen this. Alright, I think I found everything, so I don't know if I just run. Should I go to Valessa? No? Okay. Uh-oh. Oh. How do I... Okay. Another game for hours, I'm just stupid.
Milus's note.
Yes. So, how do I... I got that bit. Maybe I've missed something and that's why it's not letting me... Nope, I already seen that. Already seen that too. I know I've already seen that. Yep, seen this too. I've seen this. There's some kind of idol here. It's spinning and glowing. I've never seen anything like it before. It's beautiful. Perhaps it's able to harness the energy of the spirits. It's moving perpetually without any external force. I could actually stare at it for hours on end. Right now, though, there are more important matters at hand. It should be everything. There's a book sitting there, its pages spread open. Oh, maybe I have to do this.
Milus's note.
Okay, I have to go back over to the altar. Okay. This is it. This is what we needed. I call over Ulrich and Valessa, showing them what I found. Ulrich seems tensed up and even a little anxious.
So Milas was working with the rebellion. Apparently, he was sheltering Leia. Could that be why they attacked us?
Doing all this for a blade? Let's be realistic, Valessa.
Ooh, sounding defensive.
It must have been very important. I'm assuming Milas took it with him. I don't see any blades lying around here.
What about this one?
What about this envoy he mentioned? And this supposed special person? Ulrich, why did you lie to us?
It's true. Anybody would have figured it out by now. He seems to admit defeat and closes his eyes, almost like he didn't want to see us as he spoke.
We didn't think you'd come if you knew. I tried to hide it, but I guess there's no point anymore. After seeing this attack, I need to request your help. This is far from the first village they'll raise. They're up to something much bigger. That's why you wanted to come here, right?
Yeah, you're right. There's little time to argue and nowhere else to go. It looks like you got what you needed, Ulrich. Let's get back to the town square. We'll exit the village through Main Street.
We nod and make our way out of the grand tree. I smile softly as this knowledge would be invaluable. We had probable cause of the attack and knew Miles' involvement. As soon as I wake up, I'd have everything I needed to help Valinor. This is actually a vision, though. The flames have spread, but it's not too bad. I need to make sure I don't inhale too much smoke. As we take slow, cautious steps, my mind is conflicted. There's one thing I can't seem to get off my mind. This blade, or whatever, was it worth all this? Destroying an entire culture over something so simple?
Sorry, I can't see all that well. You two will have to lead the way. I'm not as familiar with the surroundings.
We crouch and make our way through Valinor. I have a rising urge to cough, but I try and hold it back. We wouldn't want to make it this far and get caught. The water tank is cracking and leaking its contents. A small stream trickles down through the village. This will be our best tool to hinder the flames.
This isn't right. Not at all. Where is everyone, Ulrich? There's not a single body.
Like I said, they probably fled to safety. We need to do that too, and fast. There's nothing left for us here in Valinor.
It doesn't make any sense, though. Think about it for a second. In that alcove, we heard screams. The people of Valinor were dying. Not only burning, but getting attacked. There should be bodies all over the place.
She was right, and it bothered me as well. The current scene didn't match what we heard. Was it possible for visions to warp this way?
What are you suggesting, Valessa? Do you think they stole the bodies?
If they did, there'd be blood. There's nothing, not even a trace. Doesn't make any sense, Ulrich.
She's not wrong.
We have protocols for this kind of emergency. There should have been people in the Grand Tree, even if it was those too stubborn to shun tradition.
Why is it so important, Valessa? You seem to think everybody disappeared. We should go to Peregrino. There must be survivors. I doubt we'll find answers in Valinor. We're on the right track, so let's not waste time. We can reach Peregrino in a couple of hours.
It made sense, and finally our goals aligned. Searching for information and getting to safety. Survivors could be our biggest source of information.
Besides, I'm sure that Miles will be there. He can tell you everything, Valessa. I'm sure he knows what's going on.
It's a good enough plan of action, and we nod to one another. But as we continue to move, everything changes. A laugh from atop the water tank, almost maniacal, and interrupting.
Such loyalty to the man who condemned you all. If you want to know where Miles is, I'd love to show you. I can even reunite you with the rest of the villagers.
We stop in our tracks and look up at the water tank. A silhouette of a man stands there, gripping a large blade. It's white and gold, with majesty embellished by the flames. It reminds me of the suits of armor we fought earlier. I have no doubt that there was some sort of relation. We must be looking at the man responsible for this. He jumps down from the water tank and lands with a roll. I take a few steps back, ensuring that Ulrich remains in the front. If his job was our protection, now is the time to shine through.
What a pitiful little
thought
village.
so.
It's no fun when they don't put up a fight. Did you know what they did in their final moments? They called out to you, Seer. They wanted your help, and you let them down. I guess the stories I heard about you were wrong.
Alright.
Sylvie, you already have the blade.
Oh.
Let us leave. We can resolve this peacefully.
No survivors. Don't you remember the rule? Like a garden, we have to pluck all the weeds.
Oh, so the one that I have isn't the blade of whatever.
Is that all these people are to you? Sovi, they have a culture and history.
Yes, but it's not theirs that I'm interested in. In fact, I'm only here to claim the Seer soul. Everything else was just for fun, for sport.
This becomes personal as they seem to know each other. They both worked for opposing forces. I'm sure they fought before. It sickens me that he likens killing the villagers to a sport.
You don't mean...
My orders had nothing to do with burning down this village. I wasn't supposed to kill anyone unless I had to, either. But you know, my apprentice isn't very fun to train with.
disgusting.
Extremely.
Take this Seer and run. I'll catch up with you at Peregrino.
Ulrich pulls out his blade and assumes a fighting stance. Sophie does the same, and their eyes meet in deadlock. I look at Valessa and we nod before starting to run. Unfortunately, we don't make it very far. We hear Ulrich scream and turn back to look. Sophie smokes at us, his blade deep in Ulrich's abdomen.
Where do you think you're going, you two? It would be rude to leave before I'm done with you. Watch, and you'll see why you can never win.
With a grin on his face, he twists the blade inside Ulrich. Defying all possibility, the gear on the base starts to spin. Soon after, everything is engulfed in a blinding white light.
Please, run.
We hear Ulrich's final words as the light subsides. When everything is back to normal, he's completely gone. No blood, no body. Just Sophie standing there with pride. Oh.
What? What did you do?
Shit.
I put his spirit to good use, like I planned to do with your little friend.
He points behind us and we turn to look. The scattered pieces of armor on the ground start to move. They assemble, forming bodies that move in a slow, stiff fashion. But after a few moments, the movements become more natural. It isn't much longer until an army of automatons blocks our path. There was nowhere to go, so we blocked the other side.
You're using their spirits to power that armor. Does that mean we've been fighting our own?
Now you finally understand. The force of life itself bends to the triumvirate. There's no way that you could hope to stop us.
He takes slow steps toward me, holding out his blade. I finally understood why it was so important to the triumvirate. They could command an army of spirits simply by possessing it.
As soon as I harvest the Seer's soul, I'll leave. Valessa, if you behave, I might let you go. Visit the rebels. Tell them what's coming.
This is it. If he attacked me, the vision would end, if it is a vision. I was armed with all the information I needed to counter this attack. The true purpose, the major players, and even the nature of the blade. He was so certain of his victory, he had no idea. I took a step forward, embracing what was to come. When this future came for Valinor, we would be ready. He thrust the blade inside of me with little effort. The pain is so intense, but I'm overcome with hope. As my vision fades, I find the strength to say one final thing. It's over, Sophie. You've already lost. Sophie, Valinor will never fall to you. Remember this one. Foreshadowing. It's over, Sophie. You've already lost. My eyes shoot open, and I instinctively clutch at my gut. The pain from the vision lingers, pulsing through my body. Panting heavily, I squirm in pain, waiting for it to fade. I fall off the side of my bed and slam onto the floor. Thankfully, this makes me fully lucid, stopping the pain. For a moment, it's as if I existed in both scenarios. I rise to a sitting position and focus on my breathing. Still in shock at what happened, my heart beats frantically. It takes a while before it slows down, but I happily wait. When these negative feelings subside, I stand up. The vision I just experienced plays on a loop in my head. I had to warn Miles. I had to ensure this didn't happen. A knock sounds on my door, and I lock up in fright. After what I just saw, my mind is filled with anxiety. Thankfully, as a voice calls out to me, I am put at ease.
Hey, Seer! Open up! Don't make me wait all day again.
I'm gonna make you wait a day, because I'm pretty much out of time for this episode. So with that being said, I'm gonna make my little autosaves and quick saves and all that good stuff. This is really good. This is a really interesting story, and I'm really glad that that was a vision and not me walking into my own death. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, give that like button below. The link to the game will be in the description below. Like I said, it is $19.99 if you want to play it for yourself. And it is in early access. Maybe give that subscribe button some love too, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.